You're blue. Darling Picky.
What's up, IG?
What is up, Instagram? What is up? Happy Freestyle Friday. Happy Spring Break Friday. Hopefully you're wrapping that spring break up here pretty soon. And you're
Just
getting your
one more day.
one more day.
One more
One more
day.
day. We're wrapping it up
Then
here.
you better go grocery shopping on Sunday. You know who I'm talking to. You better go grocery shopping on Sunday. You know who I'm talking to.
Oh, goodness. I don't grocery shop ever anymore. Or actually I do.
Instacart it, whatever.
I just try to do it the fastest way possible
Yeah.
with the least amount of prep possible. That's what I'm really into right now.
Yeah, I remember starting meal prep, and it took me like
Every single time.
3-4 hours.
Every
and that didn't even
time.
include the grocery shopping.
Yeah. And you're like, we did it every week.
Yeah, now it's like maybe an hour.
Yeah.
Maybe
Oh,
an
yeah.
hour.
I'm like, well, how can I get rid of what's my breakfast? Okay. What's my lunch? Can I just bring it to the gym? And just because that's what I do. My breakfast is here 365. Like I eat the same breakfast 6 days a week. And Sunday, I may not even eat breakfast. Or breakfast will be like at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Something weird.
We're still
What's
on
up,
that.
Jen? What's up? All right. Hey, we all got our things. I just like to mix it up on Sunday. Guys, I'm one of your hosts. I'm Kadimah.
I'm Jacob.
Welcome to Freestyle Friday here.
Welcome.
Super excited to talk about this. Instagram, what is up? What is up? And we call this the one hit wonder, but for several reasons, because we don't want to be that. Okay. But there's a lot of things that we want to touch base on. And really what we're going to talk about today is about making changes, but in the context of how you're supposed to make those changes, right? And so we're going to come from two different angles. We're going to come from, one of our favorite topics, because this is what we do all the time, is nutrition. Talk about making nutritional changes, how most people go about it today. And then we're going to talk about kind of how you can apply this same principle to anything else that you want to follow in life. So without further ado, here we go. I'm going to let my nutrition master of disaster, all right, the count of
I don't even know where he's going with this.
the sultan
Sultan of SWAT.
of the sultan of seasonings,
Sultan
the
Now, that's
the-
flavor god.
the count of calories, the
There you go. That was good. That was a good one. Okay.
the master of macros,
All right.
the man, the myth, the legend himself, Mr. Lively.
Hey. All right. So we're talking about making one change at a time. So just a really easy example is everybody's New Year's resolution is to lose 20 pounds. That's not a bad goal by any means. But if your whole goal is just to lose 20 pounds, there's a reason why over 90% of those resolutions fail, because just losing 20 pounds is too broad of an example. It is somewhat specific in that you want to lose 20 pounds, but how are you going to get there? What's your steps? What's the one thing you can do this week to get you closer to that? And then the next week, what's the one thing you can do? So for instance, if you don't grocery shop on a regular basis, maybe you should just go grocery shopping every Saturday or Sunday, whichever day is best for you. So there's step one for the first week. You just go grocery shopping. That way you have groceries at the house. You're a little less likely to go have Whataburger on a random Tuesday or something because there's groceries sitting at your house. Okay, you did that. Now the next week. Now let's actually try to cook some of that food that we got, because maybe you just went and bought it and didn't cook it. So then the next step is, okay, let's go cook that food. Okay, so once again, it's in your fridge, it's already cooked, so you're a little less likely to go have Whataburger, pizza, whatever it is, on a random Wednesday night. Okay, then the next week, okay, let's get it, cook it, and let's at least eat breakfast at home. Okay, then maybe it's let's eat breakfast and lunch the next week, breakfast, lunch, dinner, and so on and such forth. If you take literally one step at a time versus I'm going to get my food, I'm going to cook it, I'm going to eat all this stuff, and then your resolution fails after 2 to 3 weeks, right? No, you just make one simple change. It may seem like that's taking you forever to get to your goal, but it's a marathon, it's not a sprint. If you try to cram 3-6 months, a year's worth of dieting in 2 weeks, you're not going to get there. Yeah, you may lose 5 pounds, but guess what? You're going to gain it right back, which is what happens to that 90+% of New Year's resolutioners. So instead, we take one step at a time. So I learned this in one of my recent nutrition certifications, in that if I tell somebody to make a change, let's just say it's, hey, you need to drink more water. I have an 80% chance that they'll do that. That's not even a 100% chance. I'm just telling them to drink more water. I only have an 80% chance that that's going to succeed, which is still good.
Why do you think 80%? Why 80% though?
Because you're still going to have life happen. Still, people are still not going to really get, oh, this isn't going to make a change. Why do I need to make this little change? Like, it doesn't add up, right? Like, we all have that. Like, why do I need to do that? We're going to question it.
Almost like doubt, right?
Yeah, which makes sense, right? Okay. So 80% on average, if I just say one thing, hey, drink more water, cool. If I tell them two things, drink more water, and go for a walk twice a week, then I only have a 50% chance that that's going to work. Once again, same reasoning, but now I'm requesting two things. That's just more stuff for you to handle. I don't know about you, but we're quite busy / productive on a regular basis. If we get a lot of stuff extra thrown at us, there's a good chance it's not all going to get done. So if I tell them drink water, go for a walk twice a week, 50% chance. If I tell somebody to do three things, drink water, go for a walk, count your calories, 15% chance. 15. And I mean, all it is just drink water, go for a walk, count your calories. To us, that's not a big deal, right? Like, we've been doing that for a really long time. If somebody
really adopted the diet,
yeah, like that's just what we do, right? It's part of our habits. But we didn't start out all those habits by doing them all three at the same time. We do one step at a time. So in my nutrition program, I don't tell people to do more than one thing at a time. There's only one person that I can tell to do two things. That's this guy right here. That's it. There's not a single person.
What's up?
Can't tell my wife to do more than one thing. Can't tell literally anybody else besides this guy. And even then, he's still not perfect. We still struggle on things. I do this for a living. I still struggle. Everybody's going to struggle. But if we take one change and we keep that one change over the course of a week, maybe it even takes you 2 weeks to make that one change, then it's going to be a habit, and it's just part of it now. And then we do the same step, next step, until eventually, yeah, you get to lose your 20 pounds. It may have taken you 6 months to lose 20 pounds, but I can guarantee you won't gain it back because you've already adopted all of those habits to make sure that you lose it and that you can keep it off. Versus if I just tell you you're going to caloric deficit, tell you to do all these things, you can lose 20 pounds and you haven't adopted any of the habits to get there, then you're going to gain it right back. So one step, one change.
We got
at a
one
time.
comment from one of your clients that says that Jacob told me to drink water and jog to Austin.
Yeah, please do.
Don't come back to me until you're back.
Yeah, you gotta go there and back. I don't want any texts or phone calls. Yeah, I need a lift. No, there and back, and then we'll talk.
So, one of the things that I think is so crucial here is when you think about, and I have one of my best friends, from high school, and we have a pretty ongoing speaking relationship. He'll call me at random times and we'll say, "Hey, man, what do you think about this? I'm seeing these markets for supplements or etc." And I'm like, "Well, what's your goal?" He's like, "Well, I want to put on more muscle." He's like, "I'm watching my calories. I do that very consistently. I'm already working out, etc." And I told him that ditch the thought of the supplements. They weren't going to help. And I said, do one thing. I said, "Well, how much protein are you getting?" That's the only question I asked him. He said, I have a protein shake at this time. I said, 1 or 2 per scoop, 2 scoops, 1 scoop. I have this at this, and I have usually this from around. I said, maybe I have 130 grams of protein. I said, you're well over 200 pounds. Let's get to having a pound of protein per pound of, or a gram of protein per pound of body weight. That's the only change you need to make. He's like, well, why? I said, well, you're not eating enough to sustain your muscle goals. You're not taking in enough to support the goal of gaining muscle. And he said, really? I said, yeah, it's science. You need to do that. That is it. And he was like, every question he asked me, I said, well, if you take care of all the questions you have, if you take care of this one thing, they take care of all those things. Mm-hmm. That's the cool thing about this one-hit wonder. If we take care of the one domino that singular first domino, the other dominoes that we want to happen automatically fall. So one of the, and this kind of applies to business, but I don't know if, has anybody ever heard this saying before, but if you look at, man, we need to hire more people for this. We need to have more processes for our staff development. We need an HR person. We need this. Man, we also need to make more money. And you're like, well, how do I hire more people? The answer is growth, right? Growth will literally solve all those other problems. If we just focused on growth, or AKA making more money or making more revenue, generating more clients, whatever it is, it'll
Impacting more people.
yes, it will help you solve all the rest of the problems. By doing that singular one thing, we solve the rest. So for example, for my friend's example, if I got him to eat more protein, it would solve the rest of his needs. Now, I wish I could say that the silver bullet would be drinking water for everybody, but what I think it does for you is that drinking water may be the smallest and tiniest domino. And I'm hoping this is right, Coach. And then the next domino may be that you're telling them that they need more protein, and maybe that's just a little bit bigger domino. So if I'm okay, so yep, like this is the first domino, and this is the there you go.
Yeah.
So first domino, second domino is a little bit bigger, and then maybe the third one is okay. You're doing that. Let's incorporate some weight training. Maybe the weight training is the third domino, right? And we get to these points where we would still get there a lot faster by focusing on one singular thing and not going many, because this is what we want to do. This is our nature. While I'm eating right, I should definitely be crushing it in the gym. Right? I should be doing all of these things at once. But I try to think of this as like, this isn't 90-day goal for this 90-day period, and then you get to stop working out and you never have to do it again. Nah, this is your life.
It's a habit.
As soon as you start this, the goal is to do this forever. So wouldn't you want to do it in a moderately steady thing and just add intensity over time? It's kind of like, for me, like somebody gives me a massage, I don't want you going deep in there for a second. Look, just give me a little thumb first, okay? Give me a little thumb first. Add some pressure, add some more pressure, then gradually give me the elbow of justice. But before, look, warm me up a little bit, okay? Just,
All right, let's go big picture.
Okay,
Big picture,
okay,
work our way
okay.
backwards now.
So if we want to think about this, that your big goal is, man, you want to lose 100 pounds, right? Or let's say it's high school weight or something. Like you got your 20-year reunion and it's 9 months away. That's short-term big picture, but it still is big picture, right? So, all right, in order for me to get to my high school reunion and weigh this much by that time, what do I need to do? That one thing. What do I need to do to get to that point by this time? What's that one step that I could do this month, right? Because since we have a shorter time frame, what's the thing that I could do this month that's going to help that? You'd answer that question, whatever it is, right? If we apply this to business, you know what? I want to hit $1 million in revenue by the end of 2024, right? What's the one thing that I can do in the next 6 months, that will help to do that? And then we back it down some more. What's the thing I can do in the next month? What's the thing that I can do this week? What is the one thing that I can do today that is going to help me get to my week goal, which is going to help me get to my month goal, which is going to help me get to my 6-month goal, which is going to help me get to my 2-year goal from now. That's the way that we tackle these things in a way that helps us be, I would almost say guarantee success.
One domino at a time.
Because all we have to do is that if we just finish the one step in front of us, all the rest takes place. So let's try to apply this. You have some big goals. I have some big goals. We talked about this the last time we were on together. We talked about that our shifts, our shifts of timing have changed, right? So since then, I got engaged. To the elbow of justice is in the comments here. It just so happened that the elbow of justice. Anyway, so but plans of a wedding, buying a home, little Duncans. All of these are major plans. some financial goals that I'm eating an elephant and I'm gonna sit down and the whole thing right in front of me. So all of these plans, right? Well, how do I get to Lil Duncan's? Well, I got to ask her to marry me first. Well, I did that.
That is step one.
Right?
That is step one.
I did that, right?
Most cases, that's step one.
Yeah.
Most
So,
cases.
okay, so we got to get married. Well, what are we doing first? Oh, we're doing counseling. Boom. We start that this weekend. While we're doing counseling, okay? Because the counseling to me is a domino. All we have to do is show up, right? Do our work, show up. Well, what's the next thing? Let's plan the wedding, right? Because that's how you do when you get married, right?
Yep.
So now we're starting to plan a wedding. Who's going to be there? What are we doing? Blah, 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 right? We plan the wedding. Okay, awesome. In the midst of planning the wedding, it's like, where are we going to live? Fact. You don't need to be married. I see it. So, but all of these little steps along the way, okay, we have the gym build going on, right? Because that's going to affect our income. That's going to affect our revenue. We have goals surrounded by our members. What are how many members we want?
Yeah.
All of these things add up to that big goal that I have at the end of the year, right? And the next year, and the goal before. I have a bunch of goals basically that I want to accomplish before 40, and so I'm counting down before 40 all of these goals and trying to knock one domino at a time.
Yep. The main idea here is having a big goal is great. You need a big goal. You need a goal that's uncomfortable to get to. Because if it's an easy goal, you're probably going to get to it and then you're going to feel underwhelmed. If you reach for something that's just out there, like for the gym, let's just say in 2 years, we want this to be a multi-million-dollar gym. That's a big goal. That's a very big goal. Mm-hmm. So if we make plans to get to that multi-million dollars in 2 years, we may get there. We may also not get there. But I can guarantee you, if we're striving for that and the plan is to get there, then we're going to go, okay, what can we do this year? What can we do this 6 months? What can we do these 3 months? What can we do this month? What can we do this week? What can we do today? If we make all those plans to get to that big goal, even if we don't get there, we're in a really great spot to get there. But the thing is, have a big goal.
Astronomical.
And then work your way backwards from there.
Make sense of it.
If you don't work backwards, you're not going to get there. If your goal is to save up for a car, do you just start saving randomly, or do you make a plan to save so much per month, which means you'll make so much per 6 months, so on and such forth, to eventually pay off your car? Student loans, same thing. Whatever it is, whatever your big goal is, nail it down. Say, hey, this is the one most important thing to me over everything else, and work your way backwards from there. If you don't work your way backwards, it's probably not going to happen, right? I mean, anything you've ever accomplished that took hard work, effort, intensity, smart work, you had a plan, right? Do you plan to go run a marathon without doing the actual running, or you just want to go run a marathon?
I wish we could have done that.
I wish we could have just go run a marathon. We'd have been in the hospital by halfway through. I mean, you have to have a plan. Trust me, we really wanted to just run a marathon, like without the training. That would have been awesome. But it's not going to happen. Your physical, your financial, your nutrition, your health, it's all the same. Have your big goal. Make steps backwards to what can you do today, what can you do this week, what can you do this month, what can you do the next 2 months, 6 months, 9 months, year, however long that's going to take. But have a big, specific goal. I want to lose 30 pounds in 9 months. Not, I want to lose 30 pounds. In 9 months, I want to lose weight. Specific. Very specific, big, broad goal. Work your way backwards, because even if you don't get there, you're going to be really close and on the great path to getting there.
I would say the other thing that goes in line with this, and this is kind of on a, hey Tatum,
my real game is strong. Okay,
just get your popcorn ready, Bucko, because there's some things coming down the pipe here. It's part of our one things Okay.
Yep.
So you
There's
just
a
hold
lot
on there,
of-
Dr.
There's
Jimmy.
a lot of one thing.
You just hold on there, Dr. Jimmy. We got you. The applying the one thing. Let's say you have multiple areas in your life that you want to see improvements in because you have all these goals by a certain time. You can tackle these by doing the one thing in each of those categories. But man, you have to be diligent and really have to be strict because it is easy to get sidetracked. And I'm saying that because this happens to me and I have to literally talk myself into this every single day. Whether it's uncomfortable. Okay, so one of my goals is not to compete. I'm not going to compete at all this year, bodybuilding wise. I would desire to compete in 2023, at the end of 2023. There's a specific competition that I'm looking forward to competing in. It's the second best natural bodybuilding organization in the world, and I want to compete at that organization at the top level. Well, in order for me to do so, my stage weight or my muscular weight on stage needs to improve, which means I have to gain weight and gain muscle and do that diligently over time, right? So it still means that I have to have some sort of calorie control, protein control, etc. now, because that's the one thing besides lifting weights, right, and doing that consistently over time that I can have any effective change. Well, I already said that I had some financial goals. I have some gym goals. I got another company that's being started. There's goals in each one of these categories, and I have to stick second best. I have to constantly remember that this is the one task that I have to do, because sometimes I can get overwhelmed with the big goals that I set in front of myself, which I think is part of the point. It keeps you focused and keeps you dialed in that these are the things that I want to do. And I think through that, like you go, this is the one thing that I can do in this category. I just need to make sure I hit my protein goal. Because my weight, in terms of, as long as my weight is in a range that I'm comfortable with holding myself, right? I'm comfortable in my own skin, and I'm getting stronger every week, which is happening. I'm doing exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. I am doing the one thing right now that's important. When it comes to my website development, I'm doing the one thing. I've already given all the content. The website's being created. What's the one thing after that? Once it's done, I'll have that next one thing step that I need to go to. For the gym, right now, we have a ton of events coming up, right? So the one thing that I need to have for those events is a tarp and a table cover. Well, that one thing's been happening today. So there's all these little steps, but the tarp and the table cover make me feel more professional for the events. I can do a better job of selling myself and selling the gym. Get more leads. More leads means more traffic. We know that if we get somebody to step into the gym, they're going to sign up. So that's the one thing that we have to do. Get people in the gym. And we got to back it up from there every step of the way in order to do so. I mean, there's so many things and so many applications of this, but you can have multiple categories of things that you're chasing at the same time, but you need to be very, very clear on that one thing that you need to do now. And don't be afraid. You should be looking at this thing, this one thing, or these one-hit wonders that you're doing constantly. Because you got to keep your protein. Oh, here we go. I want to see what he's going to say here. Protein. That's right. Wedding and future whatever. I mean,
if you don't hit your protein goal, you're not going to look very good.
Yeah, I'm not going to look very good for the wedding.
You're not going to be very confident.
I'm not going to be very confident.
And
So, I mean,
so
all that stuff is very accurate.
Yeah,
So I'm going to say,
yeah.
You hit the nail on the head.
That's pretty close.
See, good job, Jimbo. You paid attention.
Yeah.
You got an A.
So
You got an A today.
So to wrap all this up, find whatever your one thing is. Big goal. Big whatever goal it is. Say, in 2 years, I want to X. Okay, you got your two years to do X. Okay, what can I do in the next year to get me to X in 2 years? What can I do in 6 months? What can I do in 3 months? And so on and such forth. Because if you're trying to tackle this huge list of things to do in 2 years, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
One step, one domino at a time, and they just keep on falling.
Branding and continuity. Jimbo, I think they're being done at the same time. I'm just saying. It just happens to be the first domino that you're talking about right now, which is protein.
Yep. All right.
See? He knows not even to look my direction if he doesn't hit his see?
Yep.
That's what I got right there. Right there. The elbow of justice is keeping me in check. She knows I got to hit that protein. I can't even look at her if I don't hit that protein for the day. Come on, man. It's
All right,
important.
Coach. You got anything else? Anything?
I would
you
say if you have nutrition questions, man, I am telling you, this dude is on it. I would say no one that I know of does more constant education, constant focus, and constant improvement in the nutritional space. So if you have questions, don't hesitate to send them our way. Man, DM us, message us on our website. If you're reaching them out on Instagram, I think it's Fit for Lively. Is it Fit for Lively?
Yeah.
Facebook, Messenger, any of those ways. Sure.
Your shirt doesn't match the mat behind you.
Yeah. Yet, buddy. Yet.
That's domino down the road.
Yeah, that's a domino that we're not even concerned with right now, Bucko. You're not paying attention, man. You're trying to get us to focus on different dominoes. It ain't going to work. So I'd say biggest thing there, nutrition. If you're looking for that information, if you have questions just in the of learning how to back down these goals, maybe you just have questions about that. Look, I field calls from people all the time, and I'm not even the expert. I know enough to get myself in trouble, okay? But I oftentimes do defer to my friend right here because that's who I ask. That's who I ask. I say, hey man, what do you think about this? Do you know anything about this supplement yet? This is cutting edge right now. So I ask him all these questions, and I would otherwise, if you're on this one thing journey, get somebody to keep you accountable.
Coaches need people too. I got to have a coach. He has a coach, which is not just me. He's got other coaches. I have a coach. Everybody should have a coach. If you're looking to get a coach, we have plenty of coaches here in the gym.
Yes.
If you're looking to start your fitness journey or don't know where you're at and just want to kind of reevaluate, we give out free sessions all the time. Like all the time.
Yep.
If you don't even hear us tell a free session, just literally walk in the door.
Free.
And we'll set up a free session for you.
Free.
If you walk through that door without ever even talking to us, you just hear about us, we're going to give you a free session.
I plead the free. Anything you say, I'm going to say.
And who knows,
free.
we might even give you something else for free. We got all kinds of stuff that we're just trying to give away for free.
Pretty much, yeah.
Walk through the door. We're going to give you at least a free session, if not something else in here for free. And we're going to help you out as much as we can.
Absolutely.
And you don't even have to sign up. You don't have to say that you're going to sign up. We'll literally give you a personal training session for free for an hour.
Free 99.
Without anything else. You don't have to sign anything. So just walk through the doors, get a free session. If you even have a gym that you work out regularly and you just want to get a free personal training session, come in here. We'll give you one for free.
For free.
Just come in, okay?
Yep.
So, nutrition, this guy. Working out, mostly this guy. I do a little bit, but, he's got the bigger biceps. So, if you have any questions, just walk through the door.
Yep.
DM us. Send us a message. Whatever.
Absolutely. How's your future wife feel about you asking the entire internet to slide in your DMs, bro? She has access to my DMs, man. Her face is programmed in the phone. She can look at anything she wants at any time.
Yep. There
you have it. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. I had a great time. Had a great time this morning. Jimbo, we'll see you in about 2 minutes. Or no, that's not correct. 20.
15 to 18.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Other than that, guys, thank you so much for joining us. I am one of your hosts. I'm Kadimah.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you next week.
Later.
See you, Insta.